Looks like Colorado out there. What about you?
I'm in Hendersonville, and Hendersonville looks like Colorado. Yeah, for sure.
I'll give it a few more minutes to let people join, but I'm Catherine, and full disclosure, I'm not a Google Drive expert. I just know some people had some questions, and I do have some experience from my previous job using it. So this will be a very high level overview. We won't get too deep into it, just some simple stuff. So since our company uses it and sends out information through it, it's good to know how to access it. Do you guys think I should wait until like 10:35? Think so? Okay.
I've decided to show up with the college frat boy look today with the hoodie, but I promise, I promise I'm professional.
I have on a sweatshirt too. It's just black, so it looks like a normal shirt.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Morning, Latina. You guys will notice if you go into the chat that I put a link in there that you can copy and paste into your web bar just so you can download that. It's a frequently asked question kind of deck put together from Google. So it's a little bit dense. So I'm not going to go through it, but you can always have it in your back pocket if you need to reference anything. I thought what I would do is kind of just go through, share my screen and kind of go through all the different tools, and you can go along on your end if you'd like, just to know where to click and where to go and all of that. Or you could just watch me do it and try to retain as much of it as you can. And then on that link, that deck, page 12 is where the info starts for Google Drive, just FYI.
Did you say that was in the chat?
Yes, I put it in the chat. Do you guys see it? No?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Nope. Good morning.
Good morning. You see it now?
Yeah, thank you.
I put it in a long time ago. I joined at like 10 because I was nervous about this. Yeah, so you guys might just want to save that to your desktops or in your Google Drive once we finish. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. My name is Catherine, and like I just said, I'm not an expert, but I'm just going to show you guys some high-level stuff, just kind of how to navigate the Google Drive and G Suite, and just going to get to know those tools. If any, you can put them in the chat, or you can feel free to stop me. We have about an hour, so that should be plenty of time to just kind of dig into this. I'm going to share my screen, and just so you guys know, I'm working off of a Mac laptop. If you are working off of a PC, it should be similar. How many of you guys have a Gmail account or a Google account? So about half. Okay. Can everyone see my screen? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all show you guys, and you might already know this, but how to access the Agent Toolkit Google Drive, which is where it all lives, all of Village's information lives. So what you do is you go into your Village Marketplace and then just click on Resources. And if you scroll down here, click on it. I think I already did this, yeah. So this is what should come up. And this is essentially, for those of you who use Microsoft or save anything to your desktop, this is essentially that, but in Google's for cloud. So this is Google's to Microsoft Word, Excel, and all of those things you've probably used in previous jobs or just that you have on your computer.
Hey, Catherine.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is Andrea Frandon. I don't have my camera on. That link is not working. A couple of us have posted in the chat. It just basically comes up saying that, yeah, it may have been moved, edited, or deleted. So I don't know if you have like you can share it through Google or I'm not sure.
It's weird.
Am I the only one? I see other people posting that the link's not working too.
I'm
So
sure not. And you copied and pasted it. Sorry, guys.
And yeah.
It didn't work for me either.
Me either.
Well, I can send it at the end because I'm not going to go through it. Like I said, it's just kind of something if you guys want to reference back.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Thank you.
Let me figure that out and I'll continue going if that's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for letting me know. This is it. So it's getting started with Google Drive. And like I said, it's pretty dense. So all of this, what it's explaining, I'm going to just kind of try to go through and show you guys how to access it. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, so this is the agent toolkit. If all of you guys access this on your own and when you started and you feel comfortable accessing this, so what you can do is if you do not want to use Google Drive as your primary place of saving all of your files and getting organized, if you want to continue to use your desktop or if you like Dropbox or anything like that, what you can do is there's an option to download all. So you would click this button and what it's doing is downloading all of this to my desktop. So I don't have to live off of Google Drive and I can access these files straight to my desktop. So you'll see here that they all came through and I can access them right here. You guys feel pretty comfortable with where you access your files and where you save everything? Yeah. Okay. And then here's where you'll sign in. So if you have a Gmail account, you'll click that and it'll prompt you to sign in. But I'm gonna go over here to my Gmail account. Don't judge my emails, guys. I'm one of those. So this is where you access everything G Suite when you're in your Gmail. And if this is really high level, guys, and you already know this, sorry, but I have to say it for everyone. So you see here, this is just standard Google where you want to research. This is your YouTube. This is Gmail. So this is where you can click into your Gmail. This is meeting Hangouts. This is the Drive, which we're talking about today. And this is your calendar if you use your Google Calendar as well. So if you click on the Drive, this is my Google Drive. So you'll see it resembles a little bit of your desktop drive, but like I said, this is in the cloud and it's really secure and this is where you can go to save everything. So right here you have my drive and you click down and you can see how I have a couple of different folders. So I have stuff for my buyers, I have my personal folder, and then I have my village education folder. You know how to do this. A new folder. So say you want to create a folder for, we'll just do another village. Create. So I created that under my other folder, which I did not mean to do. So what you want to do, sorry about that, guys, is you want to make sure you're highlighting this one, and that's going to be your big folder. And then you can create as many smaller folders under that as you want to. So you'll see here I have Catherine Scarborough, then I have my buyers, and then my first client. So if you want to create a bigger folder, and sorry about my lingo, I'm not a tech expert. I've just used this in the past. Okay, so you see here we have a new folder that we've created. So then you can create a new folder under that folder. So we want to say Google. This is really simple stuff, but this is kind of just getting you comfortable if you do want to use Google as your main form of saving your files. I really love it because I think it's the most secure. A lot of tech companies use it because it's not hackable. I'm not sure if anybody's worried about getting hacked, but also it's really nice if you're working collaborative or with people, you can edit docs and things like that at the same time in real time, and you're not saving over each other's work. So that's nice. So let's go back over here to the G Suite. And this is where if you keep scrolling down, you'll find your Google Docs and your Google Sheets and your Google Slides. Like I said, this is like Microsoft Word, this is like Excel, and this is similar to PowerPoint. So you click on the Google Doc, and this is what you're receiving from Village, or these Google Docs. Okay, so let's go into one so everyone feels comfortable in how to edit and use these. So it's just your standard doc. This is how you rename it. It'll go ahead and it'll smart rename it for you, but you can rename it whatever you'd like. And then right next to it, and you see it saves it, which is why I love it as well. You don't have to save it. Everything you do, it saves automatically, so you're not freaking out and losing documents and things like that. So you go here, and you'll see the options for where you want to save it in your drive. So if this is something related to Village Education, you can go down here, you click the arrow, and it's going to give you everything that's located in there. It gives you an arrow again. And this is where you want to save it. So you want to move it here. So there you go. You have it saved there. And then next, say you want to share this link. So you can share with other people. You type who you want to send it to there. And then you would press done. And then it would send an email to that person with the link in it. And then they would click it and they could open it up, which is probably what you guys are receiving from Village. You're receiving Google links, and then you're probably like, where is this going? And it disappears and you don't know how to access it again. That's what happened to me when I first started using Google Docs. And I was like, where did that go? So here, if you go to that settings button, let me do this again. Editors can change permissions and share, viewers and commenters. So it gives you the option to, if you want the person that you sent the document to, if you want them to have editing rights and it be editable, then you can just click these here and it changes that for you. And then you can also send it, if you don't want to send it this way, you can also copy the link, go into an email, and then that will be the Google Docs link. And they'll just receive that and they can click it, and then whoever you're sending it to can receive the document. Does everyone feel comfortable with that? Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good. And then right here, you just have all of your other standard things that you would see on Word if you're familiar with that. And then here's where you can make a copy. So let's go back to the Village Drive. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's see something that they have that we might want to. Okay, the referral database. Say that you want to save this onto your desktop, or say you want to save a new file and add your own people that you like to work with on there, but you don't want everyone else to have access to it. So what you want to do is you just want to go to File and make a copy. And then it's literally just going to copy this for you. And then you have your own editable version. I know in Jumpstart we went over this, and I think with our database and everything like that, copying things that they have, tools and sheets and stuff, and then adding to your own. So you can do that, and then you have your own working document, so you're not editing anything of Villages or anything like that. And then you can kind of just add to your list if you'd like. Okay. here you'll see shared with me. So this is anything that's ever been shared with you, and say you've gone into you've signed into your G Suite account and this all pops up. This is where everything lives. You might not know it's there, but like I have like wedding guest lists from friends and like party lists from like 2008 that I never knew where it went, and they all live here. Sorry guys, see, personal stuff is there. So so this is where all of that lives. So when in doubt, if something, you click on something and you're like, wait, where did that go? I don't know, it disappeared. You can always go to shared with me. So that's a good option. Let's see what else. Do you guys have any questions? Is there anything specific that you want me to go into, or this is my first time really doing anything like this. So I apologize if it's a little all over the place.
I have a question. You brought up kind of over to the right-hand corner, you opened up, it said Google Drive and a bunch of different little icons. Where did you open that up?
Yeah, so you have a Gmail account?
Yes.
So it's right here. And that's everything you need or want to access. Your calendar's there. So you can pull up your calendar. And have you guys all merged the village calendar with your calendar? Yeah. Okay.
I have another question for you.
Yeah.
Hi, thank you so much for doing this. I've got all sorts of like years going back of buyer seller files put into my computer by year. So I can put these on the Google on the Google Drive and on my Google Drive, I guess.
Yeah, if you want to change your system and move everything over to the Google Drive, you absolutely can.
Okay.
Let's play with that for a second and see what we can do.
That would be my solution to getting it in the cloud and off my hard drive.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's see. I promise I'm going to share this with you guys. I'm so sorry. Okay. Let's see. How do I do this? I might have been in over my head, you guys.
But you think it's listed in this little cheat sheet here?
Yeah, it definitely should be.
Okay.
But I also know how to do this. I think I'm just, let's see. Well, I don't know. I thought I knew. I have known.
Okay, well, you're telling me, yes, we can do it. And
You definitely can.
yeah, and if it's in that file, I'll dig around and see if I can figure it out.
Yeah, and I can try to look into that for you and get you like a direct answer. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. Thank you so much.
Does anyone have any other questions?
Hey, Catherine.
Yeah.
I just want to share a problem that I did run into,
Okay.
just so no one else does. But it's with your calendar and on your phone. I use an iPhone, and I had connected with the village calendar on my Gmail calendar.
Same.
And the education village calendar was not showing up also on my phone. There's another step you need to do. So y'all just Google it. It's really simple and the answer is online, but do that because I kept missing classes.
I actually am the same way. I haven't done that yet. Do you want to show us?
Yeah, can y'all walk us through it right now?
How about, let me do some pulling up on my side and keep going, and I'll chime back when.
Okay, yeah, because I had the same problem.
Emily, it's Lisa. I also my I bought a new laptop, but for some reason, when I transfer stuff to my Google Calendar from Village, it transfers 2 hours early. So if the class is at 7:30, it says it's at, or at 9:30, it says it's at 7:30, and I don't know how to fix that if anybody knows how to do that.
Okay, I'll look.
Could it be as simple as the time is set wrong on something?
Yeah, you might need to change your
Yeah,
time
I've been
zone,
looking for it, but I'm
which is here.
bad with computers, so.
So you can do that through settings. So if you go to the wheel, the settings wheel, and scroll down, then you want to make sure you're in the correct time zone. That actually happened to me when I was living on the East Coast, and then one of my things was in Central Time and I missed something. So do you feel comfortable accessing that? Yeah, okay. Okay. What else, you guys? What other issues are you running into? Like I said, I'm trying to help with what I can.
I have a question. This is Jean Marie here. I have a question about all these different emails now. So when we first signed up with Village, they gave us a Village TN, email account. But then do we need a separate Gmail account? And then how do you, instead of every time you email somebody, you have to make sure you're, using the right email account. So then suddenly they're not hearing from you from like 3 different ways. So how does all that work?
Yeah, so what I did, and they gave us instructions on merging the accounts. Did you do that when you started?
Not sure.
So this is my personal Gmail address that I've had forever. And what happened is I merged it with Godaddy, is what we do our email servers at Village through, our Village TN email addresses.
Mm-hmm.
And so what it does is it doesn't create a new account for you in Gmail, but it gives you a way to access your separate account. So if you see here, I have my Village TN as a tab. So those are all of my Village emails. And when I go to compose an email, what I do here is I have the option to send from one of the two.
My Village is actually merged with an Outlook account that I have from our family business. And so I'll have to look and see. And then I had to create, I couldn't get somewhere. I guess I couldn't get to Google Docs. And so then I did create a Gmail. So I'll just have to look at that and see if I'm sending something out. I didn't see that before where you just pulled down those menus.
It's probably similar on your Office account on Microsoft. So if you can find a way to toggle between the two, it should be there.
But you still need an actual Gmail account in order to access all of this?
You don't need a Gmail account, but you will need to sign up for like a Google account. So it will prompt you to do it. So when I first opened this one, you see how it says C, because it's signed in with my
oh yeah,
information. But if I sign out, it's going to have up there sign in. And so it prompts me to just pick one of my accounts, but it would likely prompt you to create an account. I don't know if it would necessarily be an email account, but it would be a Google account, and then you could access all of the suites.
And we need that for the 4DX program too, I think.
I'm not sure about that.
Huh?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
I'm able to access Google Drive with my iCloud. Sorry, that's my dog protecting us from nothing. With my iCloud account. And I think I just went to that page, stop it, that you're on now, Catherine. And I said, use another account or add an account, but I just put in my iCloud email, and that's how I linked it. And so that became like my Google account, even though it was my iCloud. Sorry, my dog is on mute.
Jean Marie, so you might be able to do that with your Microsoft account. If you want.
I'll try. Now my dog's barking, but yeah, okay. I'll try that.
Gosh.
Catherine, can I ask a question about kind of the linking your GoDaddy account? So I did the same thing as you, where when I'm actually on my laptop, it's very easy for me to, like, when I compose an email, I can select either, I'm sending it from my OG Gmail or from the Village one. So whenever I try to send an email from my cell phone, I don't know how to make it choose. So I'll be like, it'll be sending under my at villagetn.com.
Yeah.
And then I'll reply to a chain without thinking from my phone. And it like jumps the chain to my OG one.
I don't think there's a way to do that, Sarah. It does the same for me. And yeah, so my clients sometimes are getting emails from 2 different accounts.
Same. I feel like it confuses them so much, especially because I have my realtor signature on Village and then I have my artist signature on my other one. So it sends always my realtor one from my phone because I do it constantly and without thinking. But then if I jump back on my laptop to respond to a chain that I started from my phone, it continues on the other one. And then they'll get my like singer, songwriter.
If you pull up a new message, if you pull up a new message and it'll show, like right now I've pulled up like new message and it shows my Gmail address. But if I click on the from where my Gmail address is, it gives you the option of which one to pick. It does on mine. I don't know if it's linked on yours, but like pull up on your cell phone like you're going to send an email.
Yeah.
I
am.
It just doesn't
from,
give
it shows
me that.
my Gmail, but if I click on that, then it shows my other one on there too.
See, that's where I feel like I just am confused because it does give me the option to choose, but not the Village one. It lets me choose like an iCloud and at me.com, but never the Village.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were just not able to choose any.
No, it's just the Village one because the Village one's linked to my Gmail, but I'm sure I just messed up something and I bet I can take this to like a genius bar person.
Well, Jeremy can help you as well.
Oh, that's a
I was going to say that Jeremy can fix a lot of these issues with Village 10.
Yes.
Okay. I will send him an email.
Yeah, he's very helpful. So just shoot him an email and he usually can troubleshoot for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And then send that to me, please, Sarah, Trish.
Yes, will do.
Thanks.
Okay, I'm going to drop the deck into the chat for you guys. Any more questions? Have I covered anything? Like what was making you guys, I guess, uncomfortable or nervous, or is there anything?
Okay, I have a question. When I'm trying to, let me see if I can turn myself up here. When I'm trying to print from my Google Docs from my laptop, which is an Apple product, clearly they don't sync up. So I'm having to save, then print, or like reconfigure, then print. It's really kind of annoying. Is there a shortcut to be able to just, because I open up the, and then I have to save it.
That I unfortunately do not know. We weren't allowed, we didn't use any paper at my last job, so we weren't printing anything because it was the government. It was confusing, but we weren't allowed to have paper laying around. So I don't actually know.
Hey, Emily, you remember when we were printing that day, all the Jumpstart documents?
Do you want to share your screen and show what it looks like?
I don't even know how to do that. I'm technologically challenged.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember it was right before Jumpstart. So anyone who went through the last one went through this, where all of the files, like there wasn't a print this version and they will all print. It was all individual folders.
Yeah.
You kind of have to go through and click. And
I don't think there's a way to print all.
But I gave Teddy that feedback, and next time they're gonna
figure out how to do it.
Get like a print this one, so it's one click and they all go.
Okay.
I'm still working on the calendar, but I'm close, you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, ask Jeremy. He should help with all of that.
Yeah, definitely so. Okay, let's look at, I'm going to go to, to my email and look at maybe one of the emails that we received from Village, and click onto it and just kind of show what that looks like as far as accessing the documents they send us and where they go. Would that be helpful? Sorry, my Wi-Fi's been so slow since the snow started for some reason. Okay, so this is the email that we received when we started Jumpstart. And then you see how Teddy did his Google links, and I showed you guys earlier how he did that, and he put it in the email for us to access everything. So this is our outline. So I'm assuming you guys probably received this and you had it on your computer. And then, like I said, you were like, wait, where did that go? Do I have to go back to that email every time to access that link? Is that kind of what was happening? So what we can do is you can download it. If you don't want to use Google Drive, you can download it as a PDF or a Word doc, and you can save it to your desktop. But here you see you have the option to add shortcut to Drive. So if you are using your Google Drive, see it automatically goes up here. I'm pointing like you guys can see my finger. It goes up here where you would save it, like I showed you guys earlier. And then this is where it's really easy to, I think personally, from having used Microsoft and switching over to this a few years ago, once you get the hang of it, it's much more user-friendly, but you very quickly can figure out where you want to put it, where you want to save it. So it gives you all of the options. Everything's right there. So, okay, I want to save this in my Village Education because I know where I'm going to access it every time. So save it there, and it's creating a shortcut for you to access it there. So if I go back to my Drive and I go to Village Education, I go to Google Drive. This is saved there. Where did I just save that? Do you guys remember? Google Drive. So it gives you the option too to save it in multiple folders in multiple places. So if you want to save that in 2 different places, you can put it your sellers. My Drive, Catherine, sellers, and you see there it is to access. And then if you guys are working with teams or assistants or anything like that, and like I said earlier, I love Google Docs because of the sheer fact of, being on a team for years and using Microsoft and people saving over other people's work, things disappearing, you can't edit documents at the same time. Say I sent this to one of you, we're both in it, typing and editing at the same time. I can write notes to you. I could be like, Latina, like, do this, edit this, look at this. And it's really simple and really nice because it saves it automatically too, so you're not losing any information. What else? Am I doing all right, you guys?
Mm-hmm. This is hugely helpful. I don't know what else I need because I'm going to play around with it, but I knew nothing. So anything you share is going to be helpful for me.
Okay, good.
It's got the calendar whenever.
Oh, good. Do you want to share your screen? I'll stop sharing.
Sure. Wish me luck. I never. Yes, so, and you'll see all my texts. All right. Open up your calendar on your desktop, your laptop. Calendar meaning the iCal. Should be like at the bottom where your menu is. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
So how I got to this pop-up here is I went to File and to New Calendar Subscription.
Mm-hmm.
This will pop up and you're like, what do I put in there? All right. Well, this part is where we find that. Sorry about all the tabs. Can you see where I'm navigating?
Yes.
there is a, you go to your, I'll start back. Gmail calendar. You guys can see my Gmail calendar. Great. So cool. So you go to settings and then settings. This will pop up and go down to, well, I already have it imported. Well, you already have it added to your Gmail at this point. So this is where it is in your Google Calendar, and this description is what you copy and go back to this iCal and you paste it there. And so then you're taking it from Gmail to iCloud, and iCloud will sync with your phone. So, so it'll come up as a calendar subscription. If anyone needs help offline, I will put my cell in the chat. Feel free to hit me up later.
Thank you.
Thanks, Emily. Okay. I dropped the Google Drive onboarding deck in there. So just go to page 11 and you guys will have access to it. Okay. What else do you guys want to go over? Everyone feels comfortable with their calendar, or is everyone using Google Calendar, or do you use your iCloud or?
Well, I had to Gmail because the Gmail wasn't importing into the iCloud. So, or they weren't syncing. So I'm going to try what she just suggested.
Yeah, and I'm gonna talk to Teddy and see if maybe we could get some information from Jeremy too, and put something a little bit more simple together as far as merging all of our different accounts, because I think that's where it gets a little complicated too.
Jeremy tried to fix the calendar non-merge issue and he couldn't do it. So I think that Trish was onto something when she found this other link, because he told me it just can't be done. So.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. All right. Anything else that you think I didn't cover, that you have any questions on?
No, thank you so much.
Oh, I have something.
Yeah.
I have not figured a good way to do this with my iCloud. However, if you do have Gmail and that's what you're using for real estate, you can save things onto Drive directly from the email. So say you have an attachment, you don't have to download it and then upload it again. If you just open your email and you hover over that PDF or the attachment, doesn't matter if it's a PDF or JPEG or whatever, you have an option to either download or add it to your Drive. And then when you click on the little folder to add to your Drive, you can organize it right from there and just move it to whatever folder you have for that item. So little cheat there, so you don't have to download and then upload. It saves you a couple steps.
Yeah, great. Thank you for pointing that out. I love that too. So this is a good example. This invoice that I need to add for my buyer. So I can just go here. You guys saw how I access that, like Maria explained. And then buyer. And then this will go under repairs. And so I'll just move that there. And then I can go back to my Drive. My computer is so slow right now. And then repairs. And then I have my invoice there, straight from my email. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Maria. I love that. It's so easy to access. Does that make sense, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does. It saves time. And then here's the option to, as you would typically do, download it to your desktop. Yeah, so it's really a preference of where and how you want to get organized and save your documents. If you do have time to move over to Google Docs, I think it's the best. But it's just personal preference of how you like to organize everything. And if anyone has any other questions, like I said, I'm definitely not the expert. I didn't have all the answers, but I can definitely try to help you if you want to like come into the office. Things are easier kind of in person and just go through things. I'm happy to do that as well.
That's so nice of you. Thank you.
Of course. We have to help each other out. I had to learn this a few years ago when I went to work for a cool tech startup and it's all they used. And I was like, oh my God. Once you learn it, I think it's really user friendly.
That's what I hear.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? No? Thanks for being patient with me, guys. I offered to do something and then I was like, you want to teach a class? I was like, oh, okay. So thanks. Yeah, if you need anything, just shoot me an email. And I put that deck in the chat as a PDF. Is everyone able to access it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a little dense, but hopefully it'll give you like a little bit of navigation. You can just control find and then type whatever you're looking for and it should direct you straight to that page.
Okay. Well, it's nice to see all of you.
I know.
Okay. Maybe we'll be back to sort of semi-snow normal next week.
I know. So crazy. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine.
For coming to my TED Talk.
That was
Thanks,
great.
Catherine.
Thanks, Catherine.
Bye.